Hey, yo, Shalom. Kohala, Yabashim, Yashabashim, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles at the end. Salutations to the elect. Man, just like fucking, not overwhelmed, but a little overwhelmed in the spirit. Fucking just did a fucking Uber ride. And two nigga women going to fucking the islands, one of them Caribbean islands. It wasn't Jamaica though. So as soon as we get in, she talking to the dude she leaving. And so I guess it's her baby father. Well, I hope it's her baby father. Salaki, allergies fucking with me. So she talking to him, and she like, well, you make sure you take care of our baby. So you first thing I'm like, what? I'm like, what? So I'm like, what the fuck? So that's just part one. Strike one, Salaki. That's just strike one. So now he's on the phone. And one thing about the nigga woman, she's with a friend too. They keep all of their fucking business. They keep all of their fucking business out on the street, on a speakerphone, talking loud. So that's how I know all of this shit. So he like, oh, so they going to the islands. I think, yeah, Turks and Caicos. That's where the fuck they was going. So he like, oh, you gonna be out there shaking your ass? You ain't even got no drawers on. All the motherfucker gotta do is, slide it to the side and pussy right there. So she like, oh boy. So I'll give him a little credit. He wasn't no flat out. At least he knew or had an idea that his bitch was a hoe. But, dude's questioning. So, I mean, how much did he really know if he's still with her or got a baby with the bitch, right? And the scripture for this, such is the way of Proverbs 30 and 20. I always got to pull a scripture. Such is the way of an adulterous woman. She eateth and wipeth her mouth and say, I have done no wickedness. So, these women, and she had no shame. And guess what? When she actually got out the car, this bitch actually had no drawers on. I thought he was bullshitting. Under like the spandex type pants. And you gotta understand, yo, if your woman going on a girl's trip, get rid of her. First of all, women are not travelers. By nature, they're not travelers. They don't travel the planet. That's a man's job. That's what men do. Because men are hunters. We are seekers. We are creators. We are leaders. That's what our job is to do. To travel. And the world is a dangerous place. You could travel somewhere and get fucked up. As a man. You know what I mean? So, hey, look at Paul. He was traveling, got knocked off his horse on the way to Damascus and got rerouted. You had robbers and shit and everything, especially being a woman. So woman was afraid of like traveling. You know what I mean? They were scared, especially with all these planes and shit going down. So women, they don't, and that's you take a woman in her feminine, and you be like, look, I want you to travel to this land. She gonna be scared as fuck. She don't know what's over there. She don't know nobody over there. And that's why a lot of times they travel in groups. See, me personally, I could travel by myself. For one, the faith in Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. And for two, I'm a man. Not just that, I'm an Israelite man. I got some sides to me or whatever. Not the best fighter in the world. And the main thing you fight with is your mind, your mental. Right? Because a lot of battles ain't even physical. A lot of them just mental. And how you move. Right? So, anyway, so I'm like, man. So I say all that to say this. I used to feel sorry for niggas. But not no more. Because guess what? You wifing up these hoe-ass bitches. You thirsty as fuck. And a lot of you niggas know these bitches hoes. They got all types of children by different men. They listen to Cardi B. They listen to these fucking Sexy Red. They wear all these wild colors in their fucking hair. And you wife them up. You put babies in them. So you get what the fuck you... Now, if you didn't know and she deceived you, all right, you was deceived. But a lot of times that shit right, especially with this modern day age, that shit right in front of your fucking face. And you still choose to deal with her. And she gonna play your ass. She gonna take your money. She gonna take your time. I call it meat. Money, energy, attention, and time. She gonna drain that shit. And when she done with your ass, she gonna kick you to the curb. If not physically, emotionally, and mentally. You just gonna be like a fucking a placeholder while she getting fucked by the next nigga. And guess what? If you a fucking sucker ass nigga, hoes gonna take advantage of you. A hoe supposed to play on a sucker. I ain't even mad. You a sucker, she a hoe. She's supposed to get your dumb ass. And that's why you come into the scriptures, because the scriptures teach you the G code as far as dealing with these fucking women, man. But a lot of you niggas thirsty. Some of you brothers, you got brothers in the truth doing lame ass shit. And another thing, man, with these kids, go get a fucking DNA. Listen, man, you know, men in the ancient world would have killed for this fucking technology. You know why men got virgins? It wasn't like for purity and all that. That was secondary. Men got virgins because that was the only way to ensure their paternity. Because a woman don't start showing till what, after like 3 months? 3-4 months? So you don't know like somebody hit that shit last week, 2 weeks ago. You don't know. So the only way you could be like, all right, this kid is mine, and that was your best bet. Like, okay, Joseph married Mary. Well, Joseph been hitting it, but let's just say Joseph and Mary. Or David and Michal, right? Saul's daughter. David married Michal, and January. They ain't had these months back then, but in January, motherfucker almost rear-ended me. But in January. So by April, springtime, she starts showing. You be like, all right, more than likely the kid mine. But if she wasn't a virgin, you'd be like, yo, just because she's showing in April, January, February, March, April, just because she's showing in April, her stomach getting plump, don't necessarily mean the baby's yours, because she could have fucked somebody else a week before, 2 weeks before. You actually hit it. What the fuck is wrong with these motherfuckers? Early morning, motherfuckers got demons on. It's 4th of July though. So the spirits out here as usual with these holidays. So you had to get a virgin, because it's like, okay, she was a virgin. I was the only one that hit it. She ain't know no other man to really be able to give herself to. She's not promiscuous. She only knew me, and 3 months later she's showing, all right, the baby mine. And that was the closest the full proof you had. That was so nowadays, you could get a DNA test while the baby's in the womb. Hey, shout out my nigga O. He said he got a Thailand chick or whatever. He got her pregnant. Soon as he found out she was pregnant, he got a DNA test immediately in the womb. In the womb. He was like, yo, before we go any further, I need to know this, if this baby mine. You know? And I was like, yo, that's some G shit. Because what? Paternity fraud is running at 40%. You gotta fucking think about that. 40% of the time the baby don't belong to the man. 40 fucking percent for such a heinous act. That is way too high. So, and these are situations where men is just trying to get a kidney transplant, a blood transfusion, or they trying to move their kids out the country or some shit. And then they find out, like, oh, yeah. They was like, yeah. They'd be like, oh, yeah, you could do the transplant long as he's your son and everything match up and we good. And so a lot of men been finding out, like, yo, this motherfucker is not even my kid. Years later, after they trying to get some type of medical surgery, and it's running off 40% off of mishaps. So imagine what the fucking real number is. Like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with dudes, man? Look, and a lot of you dudes is some bitch ass niggas, man. For real. Like, you know it's a chance. You don't want to face. I don't know why somebody would just sit in hell. I mean, if it's spiritual benefits from it, cool, fine. Because sometimes we need to go through the fire, you know what I mean? Because it purifies us. But, as far as with Eve, I don't know why a motherfucker would sit in hell. Really, it's the Lord. He who pleases the Lord shall escape from her, but the sinner shall be taken by her. So it's really deeper than that. It's the Lord. So if you stuck with a wicked ass bitch and you can't get rid of her, maybe the Lord cursed your ass because you wasn't right. If you wanna dig deep. But listen, man, a lot of dudes be like, I know she ain't right, but I'ma stay because of the kid. Nah, man, fuck that shit, because by you staying, it's gonna destroy the kid. The kid gonna see you tuck your tail his whole life, and he ain't gonna have no respect for you. Oh, my daddy was a bitch. My mother ran over him. He ain't gonna like you. So you're going to be emasculated. She going to emasculate you in front of him. You might as well fucking leave. It's a dead end. Make a U-turn and get the fuck up out of there. But no. Dudes and a lot of, I'm going to stay because of the kids. Motherfucker, if you stress out and you kill her ass, your ass locked up and going anyway, and she dead. Or you kill some nigga and this one thing about you fucking niggas. Y'all niggas will kill each other but let the fucking woman live. And I ain't promoting that. It's just best to leave. But if it went down like that, you take the bitch out first. And then if y'all want to take each other out, fuck it. But like, yo. And like I said, I'm not promoting that. But you know, shit happen in life. Shit gets sticky sometimes. And if it's going down, it's going down. So like, you know, we men. You know, like, our lives can be very expendable at times. Especially if you ain't with your how about Shimmy I was shy. You stressing out doing all this shit. And a lot of times the fucking kid don't even be yours. And a lot of dudes know that. But guess what? They afraid of the truth. They afraid that it's gonna hurt, but guess what? You free now. But if you sign a birth certificate in a lot of these states, you fuck, whether the baby yours or not. And the father, I seen this happen with a brother. I ain't gonna say his name, he got a baby with a chick. He found out the baby his. I'm like, yo, she put you on child support? He like, no. I was like, oh, you good. You dodged the bullet. But he was like, nah, the reason she can't put me on because the dude she was with signed the birth certificate. And in the state of New Jersey, when you sign a birth certificate, you the legal guardian. It's a legal document. You the father once you sign the birth certificate. So